While marketing helps create advanced economies and has improved a lot of people's lives, it also has a dark side. It is ruining the environment, causing a lot of waste, ruining society, and it's ruining your life. What's really going on? First of all, you may have heard the phrase, they don't make products like they used to. That's true. What happens now with multiphysics software and other things in terms of product development is we can see what is the minimum amount of material needed to produce that particular product. So it ends up saving a lot of money on the manufacturing side, but sometimes it makes something so cheap that it doesn't last. Think of water bottles, for example. What do? Some of them are so thin that if they aren't packaged correctly with the full amount of water, they become almost paper thin and are difficult to hold. The other thing a lot of manufacturers are doing is they're trying to reduce the cost to produce a product or service through labor. What ends up happening is manufacturers like to go to countries with cheaper labor force. If they can find someone to do the same job or make the same product at half or a third or a fourth or even 10% the cost, then that allows them to be more profitable. Downstream in some of those countries, however, they haven't benefited always like the ones in perhaps the United States. The other thing is you're going to see is a lot of manufacturers embrace the idea of planned obsolescence. Something should only have a lifespan of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years. Compared to when it was made 30 or 40 or 50 years ago, it would last for a lifetime. With the shorter lifespan, they're able to market the newest improvement or encourage people to buy another one and get rid of what they just purchased recently. So these manufacturers are trying to shorten the life cycle. As a good example, think of fast fashion. These clothing items that someone may buy will look very good and are attractive, but after you wash them a half a dozen, maybe 10 times it's been estimated, they're destroyed. And then they end up in a landfill or become a rag to wash your kitchen counter with. Another big challenge is that these manufacturers try to create monopolies by having only component parts that they manufacture be able to integrate with the particular unit. It makes it very, very difficult to repair things long term or to change things around. Quick example, Shure makes wireless microphones. It's a headset, a controller piece with a radio that goes to a receiver that's plugged into an amplifier. You would use this for a presentation, or a gym might use them. The problem is each of the receivers is paired with a particular device. So if you have 2 or 3 sets and one breaks, you can't mix and match. You either have to get it repaired or you have to go buy a whole new system. That's planned obsolescence. Finally, another huge problem is that a company's channel partners, the distributors, the wholesalers, they just grab the goods or services and then they mark them up. Now they may process them a little bit or repackage them or ship them, these sorts of things. There's some value in that. But if you have very many channel partners, the cost to manufacture something versus to the end consumer, the cost is driven up substantially. And therefore, that also creates waste. So what do we do about this? All of these manufacturer problems or challenges or issues that we're talking about here are causing 3 big problems. First, we're ruining the environment. There's so much garbage and so much packaging. You get a shipment from Amazon, you open up the box, there's another box inside. The item that you wanted is packed in some sort of plastic. You have to cut it open. By the time you're done getting to a little 1-inch item that you ordered, you've got a half a trash bag full of garbage that you have to get rid of. Also, your products will break eventually. And what do most people do? They throw them in the garbage. It's very difficult to recycle some products. It takes too much effort, too much energy, so they just simply pitch them out with the garbage, which further contributes to landfill. The second problem is that marketing is ruining society. What's it doing? It's causing us to be materialistic. We want to buy things that maybe we don't necessarily need, maybe we can't afford. Why are we doing that? It's getting us excited to do that, to waste money on stuff that really doesn't matter. Also, think about all of the wasted time on commercials. Wasting time, waiting for a video to play, wasting time between events or whatever. It's all designed, again, to get you to buy something that you may or may not want. But it takes time. Finally, a lot of marketing claims just don't live up to their hype. You're told about how great a product is, you spend the extra money on it, and it just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Now, you may be one of the rare ones that says, oh, well, I'm going to take this back, or I'm going to fall out and follow up with the warranty, or I'm going to call customer service. Most people don't. They would just rather the problem go away, so they end up throwing it in the garbage or being frustrated with it or sitting in a corner of their home and never using it. The third negative problem or outcome from marketing is that it's ruining your life. You're getting excited to fill up your house or your apartment with a bunch of crap that you don't need. Have you ever tried to move? When you do, that's when a lot of people end up throwing away all sorts of stuff that they didn't even know they had. And so this tendency to want to buy things because it feels good in the moment, but a lot of people just don't use them. So we accumulate, and we accumulate, and then that starts to become a distraction and a negative, and it drags us down and makes our living environments more depressing. Another issue is that there's so much credit available. It's easy to buy, 5 easy payments, whatever. Here's your new debit card, your credit card. Let me buy this now. So what we have is a society of people buying stuff they don't need or want, and then they end up paying 2 or 3 or 4 times the amount of that product once they end up paying off their credit cards or their loans or the what have you. And that causes a lot of stress and ruins a lot of people's lives. Finally, marketing has a tendency to make people jealous. It makes you want what someone else has. It makes you feel inadequate about what you don't have. And so it basically messes with your psyche. So while marketing has created this beautiful culture we live in and has allowed a lot of people to really have successful, fun, vibrant lives, it also has a dark side. And it's not great all of the time. In fact, it's gotten out of hand. And so realize that when we're marketing, we always have both of those forces working against each other. Are we able to do things and package products and build products that last and don't waste resources and actually do what they're supposed to do? Or are we doing all sorts of stuff to get people to buy things just so we can make money, and in the process we're ruining everything and we're just creating a landfill?